Wiltavious. Yeah, in the house. That's how we do it here.
Queen Salt Lake has arrived, bitch.
Nice. What's up, Will? Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Kim.
My
I'm so
pleasure.
glad to be here. Oh my goodness.
It is an honor and a pleasure, man.
It's
Seriously.
about time.
It's about time. I had to postpone this a day. I wasn't feeling very good yesterday. Thank you for being understanding about that.
All good.
But no, this is going to be a good time. Happy to have you here. So we just hang out for a minute, man.
Yeah.
Nothing too exciting or special. Well, it's exciting, but nothing too special. Nothing too planned or rehearsed. Just kind of talk back and forth. So
exactly. That's how I do as a Southern Belle.
Nice. So yeah. So you're not from Utah. You're from somewhere else. You're from
Alabama.
You're from Alabama. Okay. So when did you come out here?
I came out here about 3 years ago. I got accepted to a college, and I decided to get my education.
Nice.
And I just need to get up out of Alabama because I feel like it's not
good.
Really much opportunities out there for me. So
music-wise or just everything?
Everything.
Yeah. So what are you going to school for, or did you go to school for? What's the deal?
I was going to school for social media marketing. I'm just taking a little break right now, trying to get this music-ish together and just working. But I am eventually going back to finish my degree.
Sweet, cool. Where were you going?
At LDS Business College.
Cool.
But I don't know if I'm gonna continue there. I'm thinking about either just taking online classes somewhere else. Probably at Asher University or something.
Sweet. Well,
we'll see.
We're happy to have you out here.
Thank you.
It's been awesome. Me and my wife Bobby have both enjoyed your music thoroughly, and yeah, she's been taking it to the gym with her, and yeah, dude.
Don't you know I get that a lot? Like I know so many people are like, oh my gosh, Will, like your music is like the perfect workout song.
That's compliment.
Drop that is like the workout. Even though I'm representing for the big bitches, but hey, just because we big don't mean we ain't working out.
No.
But like,
I mean, it's
a good workout song.
I played it. I think we might have taken this video down because it ended up not editing out very well. But on the first video we did, we played your song, and I couldn't. I got up and I started. I'm like, you can't help yourself. You can't help yourself. Started doing my little. I don't even dance, and I started.
Oh, you gotta show me, child. You gotta show me.
I was like, you can't help. I even said that. I said, how can you not dance to that shit? But
okay,
anyway.
now get into it. They better get into it.
So we are gonna be a day late on this, unfortunately. So this isn't gonna be much promotion for you. But you have a show tonight. Where are you playing?
Yeah, so tonight I will be at a charity gala. It's gala, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
So it'll be at the new Art Factory over there at the Gateway.
Oh, cool.
And my friend Regina, she's the founder of the organization called Flare Essence, where they, it's just like an organization where they try to make a platform for underprivileged people and minorities out here in the Salt Lake area.
Cool.
So when I was asked to perform, I was like, hey, it's helping the community out.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to go out there and shake my ass.
Shake your ass for the community. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited. It's going to be fun. And so I've never been to a gala. So it's going to be...
I didn't even know they had those. I thought those were more for like New Yorkers in Southern California people.
Yeah, she's actually from New York. So
so they're bringing it here. Nice.
She's bringing New York to us.
Sweet. We need a little bit of New York out here,
really
man.
Do.
We need a little bit of everything out here. So we're not. And actually, speaking of that, music scene and everything, is there a big difference from Alabama to here as far as culture and music? We'll just go both ways with it.
Yes, culturally it's very different.
I can imagine. I mean, that was kind of a silly question.
Whoa! I'm like,
Utah
where
here.
I'm at? Like, I feel like I'm like in part of the vanilla ice cream, and I'm like the chocolate drop on top.
Yeah. We definitely need a little more diversity out here.
And the music out here is much different too. I feel like
I can imagine.
In the South, when it comes to hip hop, that's where it's really at. This is where I feel like that's the roots of, just that trap music and everything. So when I came out here, I'm like, okay, what is going on? You got all these little poppy rap artists. I'm like, I mean, it's nice for the most part. I'm like, hold up. And you got a lot of rock bands out here.
Tons of rock bands.
I know quite a few talented, rock bands out here. So I like that. I like the part about that. And I also like how it's just, I feel like Utah's kind of becoming a melting pot.
Yeah.
Musically too. So
yeah, and I don't know if it's necessarily stirring that pot correctly right now, but it is.
But I'm about to.
Yeah, do it. Stir this shit up, man. Seriously, it gets boring out here. But so when you've been here for 3 years, what were you doing music wise out in Alabama? Did you have a lot of going out there? Because from what I've seen on your iTunes stuff, everything's pretty much the last 2 years that you have on there, right?
Yeah, you're right.
So were you doing much out there musically, or is that something you sort of started when you came out here?
Well, back home in Alabama, I come from a Christian background, gospel background, so I mainly was just growing up singing and performing in churches, and then I really got into music, after I moved out to Utah, and I was like, okay, this is something I really want to do.
Okay.
So then
So it's something you started doing out here pretty much, right?
Yeah, basically I started it here, started the recording process. Because, as I mentioned, it's not really a lot of opportunities in the South. It's very competitive in the music scene. So I feel like I have a great opportunity out here, especially being somebody who's, person of color. I feel like I have that leeway, the leeway of just really putting myself out there without somebody trying to, steal my shine.
Sure. Your shine's hard to steal. Would be hard to steal, man, especially out here. You're bringing something original out here, man. That's why I love it so much. Seriously.
They don't know what hit them.
No, take us through a record now. Say for Drop Dat, for instance, since I played that quite a few times on the show. People, my listeners have heard it. What do you take us through an average recording process? Like, how long does it take for you to record a song? What exactly do you do? Like, how do you get the beats? Who do you work with? Like, do you work with specific people to get beats, or do you have to like search them out?
Well, yeah. So it's a little bit of everything. I'm very open when it comes to my music and my craft. So I would go online to see if I could find a good producer that makes good beats, like on beatstars.com. You can find beats and lease some or whatever for like $20-$30. I'm like, hey, why not?
Yeah. Oh,
so
really?
I would do that, and I also have a few friends out in Salt Lake that also produce music. One of them, his name is Ethan Sharp, and he's a part of this group called Undecided Music. So he has also been making beats for me, and before I even hit the studio to even record, I make sure I write my shit out. Because I don't want to be in the studio all day. I want to be in there for no more than 2 hours. And I'm out.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, so, cool. Yeah, nice. That's a good goal. Because 2 hours, I know a lot of people who don't accomplish a whole lot in 2 hours in the studio.
Like, you need to write your shit out before you hit the studio. Write your shit. If you're a good freestylist, okay, fine. I don't freestyle. I'm more of an MC. I ain't got time for all that. I need to write my shit. And then I be like, hey, let's go. Let's hit up the stew. And then I just go up in there, do my song, and I'm out. And sometimes I do too.
Yeah, that's good. So I mean, so you've written all of your own lyrics.
Yes,
then.
I'm very cool. Serious when it comes to my pen. I push my pen.
Yeah.
Because I don't play. People be like, oh, if you need help with your writing, let me know. I'm like, no, baby, I don't need help. I don't. Sometimes it may take me 45 minutes. Sometimes 10 minutes. Sometimes it may take me 2 days. Damn it! But I'm gonna get it done. Yep. Okay.
I feel that as a writer too, for sure. That's cool. So we listened to Peace Be Still the other day too, and you say that you come from a Christian background, and obviously we don't want to get too, deep into that subject. But did you sing in church?
Yes,
that's something you did. Cool. And I bring up Peace Be Still because that was such. I mean, if someone didn't know you were, a Christian in any sense of the word, you listen to that song and they'd automatically know. And it's just, I don't know why it doesn't make a difference, but what brought that? I mean, because it's just so different from the other songs I've heard anyway, like Father's Day and Drop Dat, which we're going to be playing Father's Day today. What was going? I guess the question I'm getting to is what was going on in your life and in your mind when you wrote Peace Be Still? Was that something that just sort of why is it so different from everything else? Was there something else going on in your life at that time? Or I just really like the song, so I want a little bit of background on it. Yeah, I love that song. Such a good, pretty song, and I love the guitar in it. And you told me who played the guitar, but I don't remember the name.
Yeah, it's my friend Keaton Garner. He's the one that accompanied me on the song.
Right on.
So I wrote the track back in 2017. And it was around the time where I was really discovering myself musically. And I had a lot going on at the time. I was really depressed and stressed out. So I just was sitting down outside one day and I was just singing, then I started writing. And
so that's basically what I was actually getting at. So you were in a spot where you were feeling a little depressed and stuff like that.
And I feel like it was God's way of talking to me.
Sure.
Writing the music through me.
I love that song. And I mean, I love it. I love it.
It's a very vulnerable piece, that I probably the most vulnerable. Even though I have, that's my first track, Don't Play With Me, that everybody was talking about back home, but I feel like Peace Be Still was like one of my most emotional and more gospel type tracks that I've done. I mean, I'm not saying I won't ever do gospel again, because you may see more of that in the future. I don't want to be that artist to where it's like, oh, he just does hip hop and you just sell out.
Yeah.
But I want to just take my craft to different measures. And it's like, hey, what you see is what you get. What you hear is what you get.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you may hear me say, "Oh, my papa, bitch," and then that thing
exactly.
you gonna hear me say, "Oh, God is good."
See, and that's where I was. Yeah, that's why I was asking, because it's just so diverse from some of your other songs, which is awesome, and I love that. Because
I just keep it real.
Yeah,
that's all I can do.
And that's good. I mean, it mixes it up. It gives people. You're giving a little bit of everything to everybody, of your craft and stuff. So, like I said, this will be airing tomorrow, or this will be airing tomorrow. So the show tonight, unfortunately, people won't hear. But you do have something we saw coming up in next month, right?
Yes, I do. So May 12th, I will be performing at the Metro Music Hall with Lil Debbie and Dev. They are two female rappers from the Bay Area, and so they're doing a Bay Nights tour throughout the states and the UK, I think. So they'll be touching down in Salt Lake City May 12th. So if y'all trying to hit it up, let me know so I can save y'all some tickets, and it's gonna be a fire ass show.
Perfect. Keep us posted on that, because we like to post shows and stuff on our website.
Sure will.
So if you get any flyer made or something, send it my way, and we'll throw it up on our website with a little get ticket clicker button. I don't know. She does all that. So I'm not good with that stuff. She is. I just talk. I talk in the microphone. My wife does everything else. I'm not gonna lie.
Come on, marketer.
Oh, is it? Okay, cool. So tell us just how, like, when was the first time you thought, okay, I'm going to do this? What's the first song you recorded in the studio? Let's start there.
Okay, so as I came out here, there was a lot that I was going through about summer of 2016, and so as I mentioned about Peace Be Still, I just grabbed my pen, started writing. Like, at first it was just a little coping mechanism, but then I was like sharing it with my friends and my classmates, and they're like, "Well, you need to go to the studio with this. This is really good." So the first track that I actually recorded is called "Don't Play With Me," and I based it off of the track from Bryson Tiller. And so I just made my own cover to it. I just started writing like, "Don't play with me, don't play with me." And then I started talking about,
we were listening to that in the car the other day.
My life
yesterday.
Everything. Basically, it was kind of a quote unquote, I guess you can call it like a coming out song in a way. Okay. But not really. Yeah. Yeah, and that's when I was like, okay, I can really do this. If I can record this.
Hell track, yeah, you can. I'm surprised you've only been doing it since you've come out here. Honestly, I thought this would be something you've been doing since you were like 14 or something, because you're so, I mean, it sounds so just honed. Like, just like you've been doing it forever. It's awesome. It's amazing. It really is. I'm not blowing smoke either. It's amazing talent. I mean, I've said this before. I don't know if you've heard me say it on any of my shows, but you can go back and listen. I've said you're definitely by far one of my favorite local artists.
Oh my goodness.
Because seriously, like, I mean, and now I have even a higher respect for your craft because you're so good at it after only 3 years of doing it out here. Seriously, it's amazing, man. I've been doing my stuff for 20 years, and you leave me in the dust. I mean, different types of music, but still, so congratulations on all that. Do you have any like plans on touring or anything, or like you said you're recording an album right now? How's that going?
Yes, I am. So I am recording an album, and it will be released soon. I will give a date of when it will be out. I'm not going to release it right now. Sure. So yeah, it's coming pretty soon, so stay tuned. Right now, I'm just trying to get everything finalized, getting the last couple of songs I'm working on out the way. Cause child, I'm like, I just been so busy these last couple of months. I'm like, whoo, I'm about to fall out. Somebody give me some damn
with work and music and everything.
But yeah, and as far as touring, I would love to go on the tour in the future. I haven't gotten any leads yet, but hopefully some will come my way. With all these shows I'm doing out here, that just kind of fell on my lap, and it just happened. And then I'm doing shows out here the next couple of months, and So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, I'll get on tour. Hopefully, you know, an artist or somebody discover me and be like, "Hey, we want you on our tour." I'm like, "Okay, bitch."
I
send me.
I would not say that is at all not possible. Because seriously, like, I mean, I'm surprised. Like, if you do, well, I mean, who knows if you do well with these other people that you're in May that you're playing. What their name is again? I'm sorry.
Little Debbie and Dev.
Little Debbie and Dev. You say they're national tours, man. Kick ass at their show and be like, "Hey, can I follow you?
Right?
Can I come on the rest of this tour with you?" That's how you
me,
do it. Say like, "Take me with you," you know. So, what were you? I don't know. I was not expecting you saying that you've only been doing this for 3 years, man. I seriously thought this was going to be something you've been doing for so long. I'm a little. I'm blown away by that. So now I'm trying to narrow everything down to a 3-year span because obviously you don't have a whole lot of stories to tell about it because you moved to Utah. Someone said do music and you started doing music.
I just started doing it.
And you're kicking ass at it.
Yeah, like I've always had a passion for music growing up. My mama always, you can just start my mom. She knew like I loved music. This was my dream. You know, growing up listening to Beyonce, Destiny's Child, and Usher. And I don't know, I always felt like I had a connection with music when I couldn't connect with anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And I just didn't have, like I said, the opportunities to really get it started. I didn't know what to really do until I came out here a few years ago. And I got introduced to Chance. He's a producer out here. And I, got introduced to him through a friend. And then I just started going to the studio ever since then, recording music. And now it's like, every other month I'm making a new song. Or every month is like a new song coming out.
So were your friends and family back in Alabama kind of like, okay, what the hell? Sweet. I mean, all of a sudden you're releasing all these singles and stuff. Like, I guess Utah was a good move.
It really was a good move.
Yeah.
Okay, my family back home, they've just been so supportive. They eating it up. They like, you kill it, baby. They be seeing my video. You kill it. You kill it, baby.
Supportive family.
Jamming. I'm telling, I love them. I miss them so much. I'm gonna have to go back this summer and visit.
Do you go back often?
Yeah, I try to go once a year because flying is very expensive.
Oh yeah.
So once a year, I just go out and visit.
At least you get back there.
One day when I'm rich, I'll go out there every month.
Hey, keep it up the way you're keeping it up, and it's gonna happen. I mean, I'm serious.
I'm claiming it.
Yep, you should. And so, I guess, really. Man, tell me what you do outside of music. Then it's just 3 years. I'm just still blown away by that. Seriously.
I know. Hey, when you're talented, it just
comes seriously, and it is like crazy. So what are you doing outside of music? Is that, do you look at music as a hobby, or is this something you want to like quit your job one day and do for a living?
Well,
or are you still kind of figuring that out, being somewhat new at it?
Yeah, it's so new to me right now. Mm-hmm. And even though I feel like I am pretty talented, I'm still trying to figure it out, like what next steps that I need to take to really take it to the next level and to possibly make this my full-time career. But as of right now, I'm working at an establishment, and during my free time, if I'm not doing music, if I'm not working, I like to cook because I'm from the South, and you're
a killer cook.
We all about them seasonings.
And you didn't bring me no cookies. I'm just kidding.
Well, I can't bake, so I probably should have bought some fried chicken.
There you go. Oh, yum. Yeah. Break time.
That's about all I do, and I like to go visit the mountains. Visit, not hike.
Yeah. Me too.
Hiking.
Yeah. Me neither. I don't ski or snowboard. I've lived here my whole life. I've never even been on a snowboard.
Me either. I'm scared. I'm a sink through the snow.
Yeah,
okay?
I'm a horrible Utahn. I don't hike. I don't bike. I don't snowboard. So yeah, I hear you.
I just go to the gym. You can catch me at the gym.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, you can catch me. You can catch me in my living room.
Okay, now Netflix.
Yeah. So what are your future plans as far as, like, obviously you're doing an album. Mm-hmm. What are your future plans? Like, who are you? Do you have a specific local artist that you like working with? I saw that you did a video with
Icky Rogers.
Yeah.
Yes,
and that was awesome. People check that out, by the way. What's the song called?
It's called Wash Your Hair.
The song's called Wash Your Hair.
It's available everywhere.
Yeah,
now.
and it's cool, and it's featuring Wiltavious, and I watched it. I've watched it twice actually.
Got my vocals on now.
Yep, it's cool.
I really enjoyed working with him, and we are currently working on another song right now, and you'll be seeing us out performing at Pride. So if y'all
when and where will that be?
So May 31st, that's the Pride kickoff.
Yeah.
We will be at the Metro Music Hall again.
Okay.
I'll be performing with him. And we also going to be performing at other events at the Pride Festival. So
cool.
Just be looking out for us.
So you're going to be
going down.
So you're going to be doing a lot of performing during that little while, huh?
Mm-hmm. I'm been on lost like 10 pounds, child.
Yeah. Hey man, bring it.
Okay, come through, calories.
Awesome. It's a joy to have you here, man. You're making me laugh. So tell me a story that about, I mean, if it's happened in the studio, just tell me a story that'll entertain the people for a minute about your music, something that's happened since you've come out here and become a musician. Hate to put you on the spot like that, but
well,
like tell us, what was it like making that music video? I'll just break that down. I've always wondered what it was like making a music video. I've never done it. I've never been a part of one. And what was it like to make that music video with Icky?
It was very unique because he's a very unique artist.
Yeah.
And when I got to the place to do the video, he was like, just wear something plain and wear like athletic attire. And I'm like, okay, because I ain't done no video in like 2.5 years since my first song. So I'm like, oh shit, like I hope I don't mess it up. But I was like, well, I mean, yes, I'm on this song, but
your presence.
I'm only like, my presence is there.
Yeah, your presence is there for sure.
So I pulled up to that bitch with a damn fringe shirt on and my joggers, damn it. Because if you just gonna hear just a little bit of my vocals, damn it, you gonna know I'm there. Okay?
Yeah, you definitely made your presence known in the video.
The queen has arrived.
You're looking good in that video.
Thank
for sure.
you. Yeah, I had so much fun doing it though. It was quite an adventure and very different for me.
Yeah, I've never experienced doing a video. I've always wondered what that was like. So, Icky lives, and what's the last name? I'm sorry.
Rogers.
Rogers. Okay, Icky Rogers lives here then?
Yeah, he's out in Salt Lake.
Okay, cool. So that was all done out here and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so who else have you worked with besides him? Like, do you have any other anyone you're featuring on this album?
Yeah, I have a few artists that'll be on the album. Rhyme Time, he will be on the album.
Now, Rhyme Time was on Dropped Out, right?
Yeah. So
cool.
He's gonna be on the album with me. I have Pretty Marie. She's a local artist. She will be on there as well. So yeah, and I have other artists that I'm working with too. So y'all just have to see when you buy the album on iTunes.
Yeah. Don't want to give too much up about it. Yeah, it's cool that you're working so hard on that. So, what are the hours like? You say you don't like spending a whole lot of time working on the album. So what do your hours look like when you go in there? Can you bust out? You said 1 or 2 songs in a couple hours.
Yeah, 1 or 2 songs within 2 hours because I feel like it's a waste of time. If you just sitting there for 4 hours and you just sitting there listening and you want to, get your booze and just trying to come up with stuff.
Yeah.
And turns now you got to pay all this money for studio time because you've been lollygagging. I'm like, look, like this stuff is causing pretty penny. I'm not finna sit up here all damn day. I got to write my shit and I'm going to come up in there and I'm going to record and I'm going to tell you how I want it and I'm going to leave.
What's your secret? I say secret, but this isn't much of a secret. This seems common knowledge to me. What do you do in this? What do you do in the studio to make it go that fast? Let's let everyone know the big secret here. What do you do? Come prepared, right?
Yes, come prepared. Exactly. That's the secret. Come prepared.
Yeah, big secret, guys. It's been revealed. Come prepared. Write your song before you record it. That's all. Because
when you stay ready, you ain't never gotta get ready.
Exactly.
Okay?
Love it, man. What was I going to ask you? Oh yes, can we? And if I have another segment that I do of this show. I don't know. You probably noticed. I put it. It's called Let's Rise, and you've touched a couple times during this interview. We don't have a whole lot of time left, so I don't want to get too much into this. We'll get back in the music in a second. But do you personally suffer, or I don't want to say suffer? Do you fight clinical depression, or do you just get sad about stuff sometimes? And that's why you said you were depressed. I just want to know. Do you have depression?
Well, yeah, clinically I don't, but there are times where I do feel depressed about certain things in my life.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm a very emotional person, and sometimes my emotions can get the best of me. And I'm I'm an open book. If I'm feeling some type of way, I gotta express myself. So what better way to do that is by doing music?
Yeah, exactly. Well, and the direction I was going with that is the music 1 and 2. you being, a Christian, I'm on this journey right now, I'll say,
right,
to find out, because I fight depression pretty badly,
yeah,
and I'm pretty open about it, and I like to know, do you think it's necessary to have a higher power in your life in order to get past depression, like to get past the hardest parts of your life? If I don't think I worded that very well.
Well,
but,
yeah, I get you.
You're not being clinically depressed. I'm trying not to say when you're to fight your depression, because I don't want to say you have depression if you don't have depression. But you being a sensitive person.
PTSD.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah,
so that's a good example. I mean, it's a horrible example. But it's a good. But it's gonna work for what we're talking about. Do you think that? Because I'm on this personal little journey right now to see if God is necessary, or any type of higher power is necessary for depression, because I suffer from it pretty hard.
Yeah.
And so I like to talk to people who are A, Christians, B, musicians, and C, fight depression, and you are two of the three, but you fight PTSD. So do you find that in those toughest moments you wouldn't have been able to make it without, since you're a Christian, we'll go ahead and say God?
Yeah, I can agree. Like, I feel like having a higher power in my life is necessary. But I know that there are other people who have different views, which I'm perfectly fine with.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Me personally, I do believe in Christ, and I feel like he's a very important asset in my life. And so half the stuff that I've been through, I would have never been able to go, get through it without him.
Yeah, absolutely. So to go just a little deeper in the question, and then we'll get back to your music. Do you, like, for instance, we won't say do you have, if there was one of your friends that you were really close to, or a family member that you were really close to, who was suffering from depression on a daily basis and it was getting bad, and they're not, Christian, they don't believe in God, they don't have any higher power, is that something you would suggest to them, or is that something you sort of just leave off the table?
And I would, if I know that my friend isn't religious, I wouldn't even bring up religion at all to them. Okay, I would just tell them, do the best that you can to find help. I'm here if you need to talk, because I'm always here to listen. Just come talk to me, talk to somebody, go and seek professional help.
There you go.
And speak to a therapist. I'm telling you, like, it helps, because it's better to have somebody on the outside looking in, and somebody who's not gonna judge you based off of what they already know about you,
Mm-hmm. Perfect. And sorry to segue into weirdness there, but like I said, I have this other segment called Let's Rise, where this is what I talk about. I talk about the subject of fighting depression, and I'm just trying to nitpick some people who say that they have a little bit of sadness in their life to see how they handle with it. And right now I'm kind of big on the whole do I need God in my life aspect. So thank you for answering those questions for me there.
Yeah, if you feel that you do need him, then by all means.
Yeah. Oh,
embrace it.
Yeah. See, and that's something I'm still searching for, but I'm just gonna keep asking people this weird question until I can make up in my mind if it's helping people or not. So, but so wrapping up the show here. Thank you so much for coming on. You have this song we're about to play called Father's Day. Or is it Father's Day or Happy Father's Day? It's Happy Father's Day. Okay, sorry, I don't have it sitting in front of me. My bad. So it's called Happy Father's Day. Tell us a little bit about this song before we play it.
So I actually wrote this song back in 2016. This is when I first
started recording.
This
is one of the oldest.
Some songs that you may hear from me, I probably done wrote them years ago. I'm just not releasing them.
Yeah, okay,
cool. I got a little vault. And so I wrote the song a few years back, and I was really going through a lot. I grew up in a single parent home, so my mama was basically doing it all by herself. And if we wasn't with mama, we was staying at our uncle's house or our aunt's house, grandma's house. But it was just really hard growing up in a single parent home. And not having my dad there was very frustrating. I understand he had a rough background too, but I personally feel like once you get a child, it's time for you to get your life together.
Yeah.
And so I was really angry to know that he had all these good things happening in his life, but you still haven't acknowledged me as your child. So I was just going through it, and I just decided to pick up the pen once again, wrote some shit down.
Nice.
And I didn't want to release it at first because I didn't want to offend nobody in my family. Yeah. But at the same time, I really wanted to put this out there because I know that there are other kids like me who grow up without a father figure, and it's hard. And they don't know how to express, and that's why I have these kids out here now got self-image issues, don't really know who they are, or, you know, going through, you know, depression and suicidal thoughts, everything, because they don't have that love.
Father absence is a huge issue right now.
It really is. Yeah, like, really, and people, especially like in my community, it's very like it's a serious issue coming from the hood. Like, it's a serious issue. And I just had to put it out there. And I told him before I released it, I'm like, hey, I got this song that I wrote that I'm releasing. I don't want you to, you know, feel no type of way about it. I wrote this a few years ago. So
you didn't pop it on them by them opening up your song and saying, hey, let's listen to this.
It wasn't a surprise because I wanted to be very open and transparent with him, letting him know this is just how I was feeling at the time. But we're currently trying to rekindle, you know, like our relationship or whatever.
Still working on it.
It's a process right now because I still don't know how to process it all. You know, the fact that it just kind of happened out of nowhere. I mean, I wrote him a letter while he was, you know, like out in living somewhere else, and I'm out here, so I wrote him a letter and basically told him how I felt. And after he came back from where he was, we started back talking. But yeah, but it's a process, you know.
You're in the mending process right now.
Yeah,
that's cool. Thanks for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and play. That's an awesome story behind this song. Thank you. Well, it's a tragic story, but it's awesome. I'm glad that you guys are mending, because it really is a big problem. Father absence. I mean, I haven't been much out of Utah other than little vacations here or there, so I don't really know what it's like in other parts of the country. But I'm, you know, taking it from you that father absence in other areas, I think we're kind of sheltered and protected from a lot of the bad stuff in the world in this state. So, and I think that we don't realize that these big problems like father absence and stuff is really affecting a lot of other people outside of.
They don't realize it.
They don't, and
they really are out here.
Yeah, exactly. They really are. And people, I don't know if you saw a few weeks ago, I posted on Facebook, stop bitching about Utah. Look at how beautiful it is, you know, because it's just like everyone gets so wrapped up in more alcohol this and legalize this, and it's just Mormon this and this and this, and it's just like, we have it good out here, guys. Like, really do you ever watch The First 48? Or, like, you know, look at places, look at other places you could be living that, like, these people are stuck in, and they're like
where I come from, it's like every time you turn around, somebody getting locked up, somebody got popped, and something else happening. It's like, Lord,
and that stuff doesn't happen out here. I mean, enough to even compare to, you know, other places. So it's awesome to have someone. We haven't had anyone on the show yet that's that far out of Utah, so it's cool to have another perspective. That's one of the first things I asked you, is big differences, and I know culturally, I already knew the answer to that one, unfortunately, but yeah. So again, we're gonna go ahead and play Happy Father's Day. Wiltavious, thank you so much for making it out here, my friend.
Thank you.
You are a beautiful person. You are a wonderful artist, and you are a talented human being, and you are doing nothing but good things for people on this planet. I want you to know that. I
appreciate that.
So do you have anything you want to say before we close out? Do you have any other shows you want to throw out there, or did we cover everything you need to cover?
Well, yeah, so after Pride, I will also be performing July 6th in Ogden, Utah at the Egyptian Theater. And it's a competition, so winner gets $500. So y'all come and support the Queen of Salt Lake.
Sweet.
So I can win some moolah, okay?
Yeah.
I'll buy you a drink.
And you keep us posted on that album, and anything you release, make sure you send it my way so we can play it, cool?
I surely will. You know, I got you.
Thanks for coming out, man.
Thank
you. I appreciate you. All right, guys, here we're going to go ahead and play Wiltavious Happy Father's Day, and say bye-bye to us one more time, buddy.
Bye, Betty Gang.
All right. Bye. All right, man. Love you so much, dude. We'll see you later. Peace out, guys.
What, motherfucker? Yeah, it's Bad and Wheels, motherfucker. Brace yourself, but don't break yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Brace yourself, but don't break yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Said you coming back, how could you lie to me? I thought you had my back, but you stabbed me. Mama I'ma handle your responsibilities. But I guess it's crazy how I never call you daddy, nigga. You don't deserve that title. Just another petty nigga trying to make a hustle. Never gave a fuck, always worrying about yourself. Such a weak nigga, always running from the 12. How you think I'm supposed to react when you left my mama? You slick tossing that she single with 2 fucking children. You don't even give a damn about a situation. Infatuation seems to be your destination. Not concentrating on the things that really matter the most. You won't even pay your motherfucking child support. Just hit the dope. Matter of fact, hit the flow. Go smoke some dope and catch up with your ugly hoes. You know, brace yourself, but don't break yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Brace yourself, but don't break yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Brace yourself, but don't break yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Brace yourself, but don't break yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Me and my mama gonna ride. We gonna ride till the day we die. We gon' ride. Me and my mama gonna ride. We gonna ride till the day we die. We gon' ride. You don't play no games when it comes to mistakes. You don't play no games when it comes to mistakes.
Your talk is cheap, so get the fuck out my face. I don't need you in my motherfucking life anyway. Now that's how you miss the motherfucking recipe. Between you and me, this resolution's obsolete. I said that's how you miss the motherfucking recipe. Between you and me, this resolution's obsolete. Paper, I'm making it. Opportunities, I'm chasing it. With or without you, best believe I'm gon' make it. When I'm working, it's grind time. When I'm rapping, it's prime time. Beefing, ain't got time cause I don't punch nothing but lines. Brace yourself, but don't break yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Brace yourself, but don't break yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Me and my mama gonna ride. We gonna ride till the day we die. We gon' ride. Me and my mama gonna ride. We gonna ride till the day we die. We gon' ride. You don't play no games when it comes to mistakes. You don't play no games when it comes to mistakes.
Company, the Kid Band Company, the Kid Band Company, the Kid Band Company, entertainment.